Hey, today I'm trying caramel popcorn. This is really quick, kinda easy, and only calls for a few ingredients. A subscriber has been requesting this for a while now, so let's jump right in. So to start, we need popcorn. This is about half cup. Season with salt and give it a generous drizzle of vegetable oil or any other oil with a high smoke point. Add enough to coat all the kernels. Oil helps to transfer the heat evenly so most of our kernels pop properly. Let's start the popcorn on high heat and reduce the heat to low when the first popcorn pops. But for the best results, start with the popcorn in a cold pot. Cover and place on low heat. I'm changing the cover because who doesn't like to see popcorn pop? So using low heat ensures that all the kernels pop without burning. At this point we can give the pot a little shake. All the unpopped grains will find themselves at the bottom so they can pop properly. You can do this around 2 or 3 times. Pans are popping less so it's almost ready. And when there is no popping, it's done. So this variety of popcorn is called white butterfly. They pop up in an irregular way and they're white and crispy. So what I'm going to do next is find the dots that didn't pop properly, as well as any burnt kernel. There's still some salt in the bottom of the pan. I'm going to reuse this pan. It has a lid with a nice seal. We want that for when we add our caramel later. We can place the popcorn back in the pot and cover until the caramel is ready. That's a little bit too much popcorn for this pot. We need a little room in the pan. You'll see why when we finally add the caramel. Speaking of the caramel, let's make it. So this is about a cup and a half of brown sugar. Granulated sugar is fine too. We want this on low heat. Spread out the sugar so it melts evenly. I'm using low heat so the sugar doesn't burn. We'll just allow that to melt without stirring. Stirring at this point may cause our caramel to have a gritty texture. I'm using really low heat so this might take a little longer, but I really don't want it to burn. Spread out any unmelted uneven sugar so it melts properly. So despite how that looks, it's extremely hot, so be careful. That's almost ready for the next step. I'm kind of fighting the urge to stir. The sugar really want to be stirred, but I'll give it another minute. Okay, so I think we're good now. I'll add a half a stick of butter and stir that in. Whisk it in until the butter completely combines with the sugar. We want to get our popcorn close because the rest of this recipe requires us to be really quick. I'm going to be adding a teaspoon of baking soda to speed up the process. You can skip the baking soda and let the caramel cook a little longer. It will eventually look like this, but baking soda gets us there much quicker. It's a bit lighter and it's fluffy, so it's done. Let's pour it over the popcorn. We have to work quick though before the caramel begins to set. Cover and shake vigorously. That extra space we left in the pot earlier will give us a bit of leverage. This needs a bit more shaking. Might have to give it a little mix. Some are coated better than others. This isn't a bad thing. The difference in each kernel makes eating them more enjoyable. Alright, so that's done. We'll just allow that to set while we do our cleanup. A lot of people don't like making caramel because the sugar is hard to clean. A good way to deal with the caramel is to add water to the pot and boil it with the whisk. Sugar dissolves easy and washing up is a breeze. I like my caramel popcorn to set in the same pot, but you could always use something like a baking tray to get flat, even squares or something like that. I'm just going to break mine apart and have it as it is. It's really addictive though. That sweet butternutty taste is great and it has a nice saltiness too.